You know, it's funny. A lot of guys that I've talked to about cheap dating, they go, well, you know, you're like an older guy. How can you tell me about cheap dating? It's very simple. I made all those mistakes. Okay, everybody needs an Uncle Cheap Date, and I just want all the guys out there to know that I'm here for them. I've made all the mistakes. I'm going to make sure they don't make all the mistakes, and I'm officially adopting every single one of you who's watching or listening to my voice right now. You're my official nephews and in some instances nieces of Uncle Cheap Date. I'm going to teach you what Uncle Cheap Date knows so you can be a successful cheap date. Hi, I'm Bruce Brown, creator of the Cheap Date system. Now, you might ask yourself, what makes me an expert on cheap dating? Well, I don't know if I'm an expert, but I certainly have had my share of, let's say, unpleasant experiences spending too much money on dates. A little quick background on me. I'm a licensed private investigator. I've probably been on 1,000 dates easy. You ever have those experiences where you spent too much on a date? Could have been $50, $100, $200. One time I spent $300 on a date and found out later, not only did she have a boyfriend, she just liked the fact I was spending money on her. She had no interest whatsoever. That kind of stuff, I hope that'll never happen to you. Reason why I am talking to you is because I have made all the mistakes. I don't want you to make any of the mistakes I've made. So that's one of the reasons why I created the Cheap Date system. It's based upon a book that I did a few years back. I've now updated it. Now it's a digital system for inexpensive dating. Make sure you go to cheapdatesystem.com and sign up for my free newsletter. And let's see if we can't save you some money and some heartache. The money you have for dating, most of it should remain in your wallet. It's true. Women, a lot of women are bored. I mean, they really are bored. If they don't have a boyfriend, if they're not dating regularly, if they don't have a husband, if they don't have a significant other, whatever the case may be, male or female, they want to do something. They want to learn something. They want to go out and have some fun. Or they want to stay in and have some fun. And we're going to get to some of that too. You know, there's lots of simple ways to save a ton of money. I always like to throw this out. A lot of guys don't even know this, which amazes me. Most libraries, anywhere, you know, whether it's in the United States or out of the United States, Canada, wherever, you know, Norway, you name it, have free movies that you can rent. DVDs, sometimes videotapes, that you can rent, and it's free. I mean, you don't need to pay for Netflix or any of that kind of stuff. You can actually get free movies. That's, you know, what I'm talking about. You know, I use this as an example. There is a library branch in the city of Los Angeles, and I know this kind of thing is all over the world. They have an excess of foreign French 1960s films, classic 1960s French foreign films. Now you may say to yourself, oh God, who wants to watch that? Believe me, lots of women want to watch that. And you know, sometimes you can increase your cool factor, increase your hip factor by, you know, if she's saying, you know, why don't you come over for a movie? And you go, oh, do you like foreign films? Oh, yes, I do. Well, why don't I pick up a couple of French films from the 60s and I'll bring them over. Wow, how cool are you? That's the kind of thing you can do. It's just doing a little bit of research so you know a little bit of what is available out there that increases your cool factor. We're out of time. I just want to say thanks for watching. I'm Bruce Brown, creator of the Cheap Date system, and I want to remind you, if you haven't already signed up for my free newsletter, okay, my free Cheap Date newsletter, go to cheapdatesystem.com and do that. Also, it'll allow you to access some interesting articles on cheap dating. So you can look at those, and you can find out more about the Cheap Date system, which, as a friend of mine says, is a lot cheaper than most guys spent on their last 2 dates that didn't even get them a kiss goodnight at the door. So, thanks for watching. Looking forward to seeing you next time. And whatever you do, make sure you have fun, but make sure you're cheap dating.